Those who served in the U.S. military defended our great nation. Who better than our veterans to help build America through leadership in construction? That one statement best describes Alpha Power Group, a construction company founded by vets who hire vets in order to build a brighter future. For more information, visit alphapowergroup.com. Joining us in studio here at Xizzle TV, Rico, Rivera, Michael Benoit, co-founders of Alpha Power Group. Gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here in studio.
Thanks, Kirk.
Thanks, Kirk.
And listen, we're in sunny South Florida, and we made a sacrifice to be indoors on such a day. So thank you so much for being here, really, truly. And you guys are a Florida company. You do work nationwide. And why did you two, gentlemen, start your company?
We talked about it, when we started the company, we talked about it, why we're going to do this. And we didn't want just to start a company, right? We wanted some sort of mission. We wanted to make a difference, right? Especially leave a legacy in term. And we started the company because we didn't see enough minority participation and veteran participation in the construction industry. And we needed to find a way to do that. And we started the company to provide more opportunities for veterans and minorities in the workplace.
Yeah, to echo that, we both come from big organizations before we started Alpha Power Group, and over the years we've placed a lot of minorities and veterans into these organizations and into the construction workforce. And one of the things that you end up finding is, you have to go through these different, things that hold you back from being able to really put a veteran in the right position that he's meant to be in, because you got to follow the protocols that are in places and the processes. And we thought, as ourselves and the leadership and experience that we have in the industry, that we can take that and tailor it and give the construction industry and our clients better value with veterans and minorities and everyone else, and to the customers.
Since we mentioned veterans, and it's such a part of your mission, we got to tell your story a little bit. Rico, you're a Marine, nickname of Super Sergeant. I love saying that, Super Sergeant. Now, tell us more about that nickname, Super Sergeant, and how that really, what it means for your role as a leader in Alpha Power Group.
Well, yeah, that's I don't really share that with many people, and
just here on Xizzle TV.
That's right. But it's
just the millions of people that are watching Xizzle TV right now.
But no, it means a lot of things to me. But the number one thing with Super Sergeant, the nickname I got, was there was nothing that I couldn't do. The Marine Corps, they trained me to be the best at everything, and everything that we do as Marines is to be the few, the proud, the best, right? And the Marines. And so, with that nickname, it came from just being able to make shit happen. It didn't matter what it was and what was put in front of me. I was able to make shit happen. And the biggest part about it, there was in with my leadership and everybody that I had around me, they knew that if they went to Sergeant Rivera, he was going to get it done, and there was nothing that he couldn't do.
Hoorah.
Hoorah.
Well, you said the few, the proud, and the best.
The few, the proud.
You should make a slogan out of that. Is that like a real thing?
No, it's the few, the proud is already the Marine Corps.
Yeah, I remember the commercials. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Yeah, but I added in there the best, because we are. I mean, we can go into acronyms and stuff about the military.
But listen, why establish a company with a Marine, Mike?
It's just more, to me, it's just more than him being a Marine, right? He's my best friend, right? And we have a massive network of people that we have got to know over the years. But what I've learned about this business and all businesses that we're a part of, because we're not just part of construction, we're a part of other things, is that the government has already trained people in the military to be leaders. And that is usually the hardest thing to train in any business, right? To kind of extrapolate leadership out of people is very difficult to do. Marines have that already. Somebody's already shown them how to do that. So go into business with your best friend, people that you have a like mind with your mission. It's already a Marine. To me, that was just easy. That was a non-decision for me. It was just simple because the leadership was already there. There are things you got to backfill with that, right? It isn't just because you're a good leader or you came from the Marines or you came from this. It doesn't matter your background. There's certain things you have to learn to run any business, right? But that leadership, if you already have a leadership foundation, you're already halfway there. Right? the other stuff you can learn as you go, but to find people in the military, not just in leadership positions, but in just in our company as a whole, somebody already paid them and paid for them to learn the hard stuff that we would have to typically have to train and show people how to do.
No, so it's amazing because your mission is a differentiator, and then the relationship that you two have, being best friends, and being construction experts for decades, right? So how what's the experience factor there? What kind of experience do you guys have in total, in general, in your field, and when did you decide to launch Alpha Power?
Combined, we got 50 years of industry experience, a little over 50 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Combined, 25 years for me and 28.
This is my 28th. Yeah, I started in the business. I started when I was 17, believe it or not, right out of high school. I didn't know what I was going to do. There was 100 different things I could have done. If you had my parents watching this, they probably would have preferred me to do something else. But this was I come from I'm a generational person in construction, right? My dad was a union electrician. My grandpa was in the union, right? So this is part of already my DNA anyways. So I got in right at 17, but it was clear that I wanted to do more after a few years of doing that, right? So that I learned other things, I did other things, I went to college, I got multiple degrees to do in other things, and kind of just marrying those together now is where we're at after 28 years of a very long road.
So you guys have been down those individual roads. When did you decide to launch Alpha?
Yeah, so 2021.
2021.
Yeah.
2021 is when we had the we just said this is time to do it. It's going back to our experience and all of our years in the industry, we just saw the opportunity to take it and to give back, to do more for the minority and veteran professionals in the industry through our business, and just deliver our services across the board and doing so.
I want to go back to the DNA that really stuck in my mind. Mike said, construction's in his DNA. Xizzle TV, we love to celebrate our heritages, our backgrounds, and you both have such different backgrounds, different heritage, obviously. How does that make Alpha Power Group stronger?
Diversifies our knowledge set, right? And it makes us more understanding to other people. So a lot of times you see people just come from one background and they only want to work with that people from that same background. We don't have that. We have multiple backgrounds. We have military, we have construction in the field, we have business backgrounds, we have legal backgrounds. And these types of things allow us to kind of do more and understand what other people are saying and listen to other people. But that diversity, that's what it brings, and just makes us better listeners and provide better service for our employees and our clients.
What is that heritage? You're Mexican, right?
I'm Mexican.
Yeah.
Yep.
And what about you, Mike?
I'm mostly Irish.
Irish. All right.
Yeah.
So
Hold on real quick.
Yeah.
South side Irish.
Oh, south side.
There's a huge difference.
As opposed to north side Irish.
Yeah, there's no such thing as north side Irish.
Yeah. And I'd like to add in there that about the the heritage and everything and our experience bringing it to where it's at is like the Marine Corps, right? We started talking about being Super Sergeant. You asked about being Super Sergeant Rivera. Well, that Marine Corps experience and being a kid from the south side of Chicago that went into the Marine Corps and had to be taught everything that I was taught in transitioning that into the civilian sector. It was hard because one, I was a minority coming up the ranks and everything else like that, and then coming through and trying to show that this is everything that was taught to me in the Marine Corps can be applied into the construction industry. And when I found that like everything, the logistics and what we do in the Marine Corps and the leadership we have is actually transitions perfect into construction, I stuck with that, and everything that I did is just continuously, taking that culture that I was taught over the years, the know-how to get it done. Nothing can stop us. You say all the time, black and brown don't mess around.
That's my business motto.
That's
yeah,
right,
yeah.
and I can totally attest to the brown don't mess around.
You know, Rico, Mike, we've talked a lot about the differentiators that Alpha Power Group has, the military, the leadership, the best friends, the relationship that you guys have, and the experience that you have, decades experience, 50 years experience, combined different experience. What else sets you guys apart? You know, what other differentiators do you guys have as a construction company?
Well, I'll start by, number one is our core values. We when we started our business, we wanted to make sure that we had core values to live by, and you've covered some of those in there with the leadership, and then the two that are left out are people and integrity. You know, so like one of the things that sets it apart is our people, the people that we work with and have built relationships with over our long career, and that will work on any project that we can do for our clients, and they're willing and looking forward to every opportunity that we have across the country to deliver those same results that we've delivered in the past. And I'll say the biggest part to that, what I mean by that is, we are a new business, a new certified minority and service disabled veteran business. We're small, but we have the big business know-how. We've come from big organizations, and we're done our career has been very successful with the different types of work that we work, the diversity that we've accomplished all across the country. And so, that's our biggest differentiator.
Hold on, Mike. When you say diverse, you mean not only in its people, but the types of projects. That's
Absolutely.
Gotcha.
Absolutely.
Understood.
Yeah, there's the other part of us that makes us different than most companies that we've ever run into, not just in construction, in most businesses. The status quo for us is not good enough, okay? Especially when it comes to how to treat people. And construction historically has been a very, in this sense, has been very narrow, right? In terms of trying to provide new opportunities for other types of people other than the people that have always the good old boys, right, have always been there. And Rico and I have talked about that.
Oh, you're getting real.
Yeah, that's real.
He's keeping it real. Shooting straight.
We're gonna always shoot straight. That's just what it is. The status quo doesn't work, right? It's been a very protected industry for many years. That people that typically should have gotten opportunity haven't gotten opportunity. And we're in our little piece of the world, we're gonna provide opportunities for people who deserve it based on their merits, not just because somebody they know somebody or what
That's right.
is. So that's one of the biggest. We're not afraid to say it clearly. And
Obviously.
a lot of people don't want to talk about that stuff.
Is he really saying what he's saying?
We're not afraid to say it.
The Irish Southsider. But listen, I got immense respect for that, because you're absolutely right. It's a complete new world. This is a new world that we're living in. It's a more inclusive world, and thank you for being a leader, both of you gentlemen, in that space. And I always wrap up every interview with the key question that any great interview. Anything else you'd like to add?
Yeah, I mean, just to follow up what we were just talking about. I mean, we have a very progressive mission, and we're very proud of it. We have a long way to go, and hopefully we can get the word out, and folks like you are helping us do that, and people that want to use us because of that reason.
Absolutely. Yeah, we do. Our goals are, they're aggressive in regards to what we want to do and what we want to give back. I mean, right now to this date, so far, as a veteran-owned business and a minority business, 80% of our workforce is minorities and veterans.
Wow, amazing.
And so, we plan to continue to keep it that way and/or improve on that. And
yeah, it's not just something that you talk about. You live it, breathe it. It's part of your fiber. It's part of the fiber of the company.
That's right.
And yeah, that's an amazing thing to see in construction. And we're not just talking about black and brown people. We're talking about LGBTQ,
everything.
You're all inclusive in any and all backgrounds.
Absolutely.
We don't even look at that. I mean, honestly, if you can do your job, you want to become, you're just a good person, you want to do it safely, we're going to find a place for you.
Yeah, and I think and that's 100% right. And the other part, like we talked about the veteran portion, and the number one thing with the veteran thing is we have an avenue to put veterans transitioning from the military into the right position for them to help them cope with the separation of the military. Something that I personally have had to deal with throughout my career, and so by us having that opportunity and being able to be a business that is, veteran-owned enterprise and a minority-owned enterprise, To me, it's just like the sky's the limit to what we can accomplish and what we can do and how much more we can give back that we have already done in our careers.
And that's amazing. That could be another story and another show in and of itself. Is that transition going from military to civilian life, and getting that job and finding server leaders like you guys who can help someone make that transition. And actually, first of all, give them the opportunity, right?
Absolutely.
And then B, help them make that transition, because listen, you've lived it, you've been through it. You know, Mike and I can't talk about that. We're not in the military. We don't know what that's like. But man, you are, and you could help them, not only hire them, but then help them make that transition emotionally, mentally, in every facet.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it goes back to the status quo part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that not enough companies do that for people. I don't know why. It's a code I just can't crack. And I tried to crack that for many years. I couldn't do it. So instead of just waiting to try to get someone else to do it, we just decided to do it for ourselves.
Kudos to you two gentlemen, and people like you are not only part of the cure, you're part of the future, and building a brighter and better future, not just through construction, but in terms of future for business, for employees as well of diverse backgrounds. So listen, Xizzle TV is an amazing, diverse place. We champion minorities, and thank you so much for being here and talking to us about it.
Thanks, man.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it.
Thank you,
was,
Kirk.
what do the kids say nowadays? It was so dope having you on.
That was dope.
Is that what
Use
they're
that all
saying
the time.
nowadays?
I don't know if they still are. I may be dating myself, considering I said dope, and they may not be, still.
I use it
in.
all the time. I got dope ass sandals on.
There you go. That's a little behind the scenes.
Oh, yeah.
BTS, yeah, sandals are on, and I got my Air Force Ones on underneath. So thanks so much again, guys. It's been amazing. And listen, if you're a veteran out there and you need to get hired, alphapowergroup.com. If you're LBGTQ power electrical worker, alphapowergroup.com. If you're building a $195 million construction project,
Absolutely.
alphapowergroup.com.
Call us.
Yes.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.